Okay, welcome to the first time ever of doing a movie trailer reaction that I've ever done. And you're probably going to hear the dogs barking in the background at some point because there's a lot of activity going out in the yard with some kids playing, so be prepared for that. But the movie that I'm reacting to, the trailer, is called Jimmy. It is about one of my favorite topics. My wife and I do this all the time. It's about Jimmy Stewart, Brigadier General Jimmy Stewart. And Allison and I will do this thing where it's like, if we make a movie about the road movies, Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, who could play Bing Crosby? Who could play Bob Hope? So that's an ongoing conversation in our house. If somebody did a biopic of John Wayne, who could play John Wayne? Who could pull that off? Well, this is Jimmy Stewart, Brigadier General Jimmy Stewart, one of my favorite actors, and as a history buff, one of my favorite people in general because of his war record. Really, he's a pilot, served in World War II, combat veteran, came back to the United States after the war was over. People telling him, you can't do that, you're going to get killed. Finally did it, was a commander, worked his way up, retired out of the Air Force Reserve. In fact, there wouldn't be much of an Air Force if it wasn't Jimmy Stewart, but that's a whole other story. But he comes back to Hollywood and tells whatever movie he's in, the people doing the marketing and everything, you can't use my war record as advertising fodder. You can't do it. That's not what I'm about. He didn't want the death of other people that he served with to make money for him. Now, I think that time has passed. Of course, he's passed away. But it is time to recognize his war record and his drive to be part of the war effort instead of just playing it on TV or playing it in the movies and sitting behind a desk when he did enter the military. So this is a trailer for Jimmy Stewart, or Jimmy Stewart. I can't even do it, but actually, I think the actor that they picked is K.J. Apa, and the only thing I know him from is Riverdale. And I think he's either English or from New Zealand or something. But enough about that. We're gonna come back and talk about it after we watch the trailer. But this is the first time that I've done this, so give me just a second to switch scenes here, and it might get a little jinky. I don't know, but here we go. This is the trailer for Jimmy. Did I hit it? Here we go.
Dear Father in heaven, I'm not afraid, man. I'm at the end of my rope, and I show me the way. You are a star, and America needs stars right now.
How does it feel to be a legend, James?
It's the best feeling in the world.
Black skies are coming, Jim. Mark my words, we'll be at war before Christmas.
Don't I have the right to serve my country just like anyone else does?
America can't afford to lose Jimmy Stewart. War, you're just not cut out for it, and make peace with the fact that you are what you are. Just an actor.
I've done this scene in so many movies. But this isn't a movie. This is my life.
What the audience needs is the truth. The question is, are you brave enough to give it to them?
Someday, I'd like to be able to look at myself in the mirror and see a good man looking back at me.
Man. I got goosebumps. Hold on.
Welcome to today.
Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm new to this. I literally got goosebumps. The opening scene is the first movie he did coming back. The opening scene in that trailer is "It's a Wonderful Life." That's when he's at the bar praying to get his family back, and how much has changed since he wished that he didn't have a family and all this other stuff. But that was the first scene of him coming back. That was his first movie afterward. I'm kind of shocked because I did not expect the look, I imagine during the movie you get sucked in, he's going to look more and more like Jimmy Stewart. But when he was leaning across the desk and saying something like, don't I have the right to... That was Jimmy Stewart. That was as dead on Jimmy Stewart as you could get. And that was Rob Riggle. Rob Riggle, that he was saying, I can't kill Jimmy Stewart. And that was the problem with him and his whole military career leading up to combat missions in World War II. Now, he flew when he was a teenager. I think his dad bought him a $15 15-minute ride on a plane as a barnstormer. That jump started his love for flight. His dad drove around under the plane the best he could in case there was a wreck and he could pick him up or be there for him. Then that started his road to becoming a pilot. Took advantage of some pilot training programs that were available through airlines, I think, because the military wasn't really training pilots before the World War II got really close and before, of course, it really kicked in after Pearl Harbor. But that actor that was Rob Riggle. You might know him as Punch in the Face guy from Step Brothers, but he is a combat veteran. I believe a combat veteran, pretty sure. You can tell me if I'm right on that in the comments. But he's a Marine, and it's good to see him in a role like this because most of the roles that I've seen him in, and he is funny and he is a comedian, are basic comic roles, and this one looks like it's more of a serious reaction. Let me make sure that's who that was real quick.
The day where you no longer have to see the world for what it is.
But I'm pretty sure that was Rob Riggle. And then I also saw Jason Alexander. And I'm guessing if his role, and I hope they don't make up people, but I'm guessing he's either an executive, a movie producer, or a studio boss, or something like that. He was sitting there telling him that, so he's probably Louis B. Mayer, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. And then I also saw not Jason Alexander, the guy from Caddyshack, Shooter McGavin, Christopher McDonald. Saw him in there, and I'm hoping all three of these people are playing real characters and not people that are made up to fit the narrative. Like, oh, there were 20 or more people telling him this, so we had to make up one person to combine all of those people into and make up a fake name. And I understand the reason for that, but in something like this, you need to stick with real names. So I'm hoping these people all have real names in the movie. They portray real people. I hope so. But first watch, man, goosebumps. Just soon as he started talking, and when he leaned over the desk, that's what got me. When he leaned over the desk to Rob Riggle, that speech got me. So hats off to KJ Appa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think I am. You nailed the voice. You nailed what I could see so far as the mannerisms and the inflection, the timing of his voice. Everybody thinks they could do a Jimmy Stewart impression, but you pulled it off. That was great. So I can't wait to see this movie. I hope you like this. I'm going to probably do a breakdown of the trailer when I look at the IMDb list to who's playing who, and probably pull out some more tidbits. But if you got time, jump online, put in Jimmy Stewart or history or documentary, and I'm sure you're going to find something to watch. And you're going to love it. And if you didn't know much about Jimmy Stewart, you will after doing that research. Hopefully you do a little bit after this. But like and subscribe, do all that cool stuff. First time doing this, I hope to get better at it. So any comments, suggestions, things like that, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And, thanks. Bye. Gonna hit the stop recording button now.